episode 14 of MILFs Unfiltered. As you can probably tell, I don't know how we're going to get through this podcast with this voice.
Kayla's got a sore throat.
I've got a sore throat. I've just come back.
Not because she's been ill. Not because she's been ill.
It's self-inflicted. I've come back from a hen do, so...
Wild child.
And I've literally just been showing Emily all the videos, and one word to describe that hen do, what would you call it?
Feral.
Feral. I tell you, women are worse than men.
Women are so much worse than men. No man could cope with a female hen do.
No.
I don't think they could. Men think they're like, oh yeah, we go out, we like flirt with a lot of girls, we go to a strip club, excellent. Women don't need anybody else, we just become feral.
And to the point where I don't think, like you said, I generally don't think men could handle it. I think they'd come back broken men.
Yeah, I think they would as well.
More than what broken women come back like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
think we'd be utterly gobsmacked as to how a woman can come back and then switch into mum mode straight away.
It was literally mum mode. As soon as I walked through the door, it was get tea sorted, get uniform out,
well done.
Look at that.
Proud of you.
Getting uniform sorted and just straight back onto mum mode. And you just get on with it.
I feel like guys would come home and be like, I'm going to bed.
Oh, they do, don't they? They're proper pity parties, aren't they? Like, oh, I'm well rough, I'm well this. But to be honest with you, even though it was a crazy weekend and I had the best time, this is the best I've felt from after a hen do. And I don't know what I've done different. Maybe because in the back of my mind I'm on this core. Got a beat
dialed
up,
in.
So I was dialed in.
You backdoor boogie'd out?
I did. Not on the first night though. I think that was the game changer.
Yeah.
I did the late night on the Friday. Like, didn't get to bed till 5 o'clock.
Slept in makeup.
That skincare routine went well out the window this weekend. Did that. And then the Saturday was more of a chilled vibe anyway. And then I thought, I told myself Saturday wasn't going to be the late night because I have stuff to do. I didn't want to be too
goals to smash,
worlds to conquer, so I weren't doing it. But I had the best time. I just love a hen do. I just love, don't get me wrong, love going away with the kids, love going away with husband, but there is just something, I feel like a hen do, especially when you've got kids as well, it's like everything's just been contained for such a long time. It's like, but imagine like 20 odd cans of worms opening at one point.
A whole firework
It's a whole firework display of women just letting out, because they have to be mum and the parent and they have to be responsible adults. It just like all goes at the weekend and I love it. I just love feral females. And I think this is moving on perfectly to our topic today.
It is. We are looking into, do strong women intimidate men?
Absolutely.
Hell freaking yes.
Hell yes. And when we were going through all these the different episodes that we choose, we are starting with this today because I feel that for me personally, with everything that's been going on my social media, and this was one thing that came up at the hen do as well, is what the girls were saying to me is they can't believe how many men negatively comment on my posts and things like that. And they were all saying it is just down to the fact that you intimidate them. They said they just must hate seeing a strong, independent woman. And it does. It's a really, really interesting one as well because it's hard because you don't want to say that all men are like that because not all men are.
Some men are the absolute diamonds that they are. But I think some of it's changed because the younger generations, without making us sound like we're fossils, the next generation behind us are all snowflakes. They're all snowflake. They are a snowflake generation. And I think the old quality values of men are dying out a little bit. Although there are some now, I feel like those mid-30s, I've got a couple of people that I follow on social media, guys that are single, like mid to late 30s that are starting to really push back that it's not manly and masculine to be able to go and pull a girl that's under the age of 20. You're just a boy in a man's body. Like, you don't want somebody that wants princess treatment. You want like a proper woman. So I feel like some men are starting to push back on it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think they're realising that women aren't the same anymore. Women, this is why, you know. And then you've got the little incels of men that are like.
And I think what makes it worse as well is I think we are. I'm just laying out. I've been on Endo all weekend. I need to rest. No, but what I think it is now, there's men like that and the younger generation, but then I feel there's also the generation of men which I think are slightly older who are intimidated by strong women, have that anger towards them. I think there is still that, but I also think with everything that goes on in society recently, there's a lot of hatred towards men. So it's like they're just repelling again. Everyone's just banging off each other. I do. I genuinely think that. And I read David sent me something on TikTok, and obviously with all these Epstein, is it Epstein or Epstein? I never know how to bloody pronounce it. I should do, because he always talks about it in our bloody house, does David? But with all these files coming out, and then obviously there was the woman who was involved with it as well, but the amount of hatred towards men on some of these posts that they're putting out on social media, that's why I think it's and maybe that's why there's a lot of single people in now, because men just hate women, women hate men, and it's just. I think
the standards have changed, haven't they? Like, women aren't prepared to be the little housewife anymore. Men have a little bit of fear about that, but men also feel a little bit emasculated because people are putting men down. So everybody's just going, sod it, we'll all stay single.
I think that's the thing as well. And I think, but then like you say, women are a lot different to what they were. If you think of like the typical Stepford wife, that's what we're talking like, obviously 30s, 40s. Women stayed at home with the kids, men went out, did the work,
but you know what?
came
Even
back.
when I think of when my gran was still alive, and obviously my gran was like born in the 40s. She had my mum at the start of the 60s, out of wedlock, and it was all like people still cross over the road and walk past the family. But even as we were growing up, when my brother was older, like my brother had a bigger plate than us. The men had the bigger plate of food, the women had the smaller plate of food. The men got offered seconds. I used to be like, excuse me, where's my seconds? So I think, it's just like, it's an ingrained thing, isn't it? And now we're changing that, and it's going the other way.
But then I love seeing these like powerhouse, bad business bitches. I love it. Like proper, strong, powerful, confident women that are absolutely killing it in the business front. Like seeing people, like seeing women, and I say politics, I don't really follow politics, but seeing women in politics, in like multi-million businesses that are presidents or rocking, and like I said, women have had to literally crawl to the top of these kind of places, and it's and we say this in most episodes, like I don't think we're there yet, because, and I think a lot of that is because you still have these men in certain multi-million pound businesses, and the top dogs are the men still.
And I think when you think about like the Epstein files, all this has come out, and some of the biggest names in the world are being shipped about and dotted about and spoken about, and nothing seems to be happening.
No.
Why?
Because they've got control. There's always control, and that's what I think. Like, why is nothing being done? Why aren't these people being?
Are we saying that just because we've named and shamed them that's consequence enough? Because no, sorry, that's not okay.
Well, we'll all find out with Prince Andrew. Who's seen that photo? Tell me, if you want to see a picture of a guilty man, that's right there. That is honestly
the number of memes that are going about that are highly inappropriate but hilarious. hilariously funny.
I know.
Hilariously funny. And you just think, wow.
I just think this is the tip of the iceberg for this. I think so much more is going to come out, and it's actually really, really scary. But then again, that's another reason why a lot of women hate men, is because of the trafficking and all these things, and because a lot of it does come from
the things that history have allowed them to get away with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But like
so you get told you're intimidating indirectly.
Intimidating and too much.
Yeah.
But I've always been like that. I think Dave just goes with it. He has to. He just has to. But at the same time, I don't think he'd want me any different. And now I'm not saying that if you are a stay-at-home mum and you're a housewife, that is wrong. Because some women, and it is a job. I'm not being funny. I couldn't do it.
No, I couldn't.
I couldn't be a stay-at-home mum.
No, thank you.
I really, really couldn't. I'd have to have hobbies. I'd have to do something. So I couldn't not just cook, clean.
I'd get bored, senseless.
No, but then I also, for myself, I just wouldn't want my husband to be the one that only earns the money.
Yeah.
And then you'd feel like you have to ask them.
Permission.
No.
Brother, no.
Brother, no. Brother, no. But, like I say, I think because women are changing, men are having just to have to adapt. Adapt, absolutely. And I don't know. I mean, I suppose it depends as well what men class as strong. Like, would you class as a strong woman that would intimidate a man?
See, I feel that this is one of my barriers in my dating life, in my non-existence.
I was just about to say, you feel like this is the reason why.
Yes. Because we all know that my dating life is non-existent, and
we had a dabble, but it wasn't dabbling.
Well, again, it's wishy-washy.
Do you think it's because you know exactly what you want in life with personal business?
I think a lot of it for me as well is having been through abuse, having been through adultery, having been through manipulation and narcissistic behaviours. I now have done a lot of that inner work and done all my healing and got through all of that and been single purposely so that I could cope with all that and deal with all of it. That now I'm not afraid to turn around and say to somebody, I know it's not a case of I know what I bring to the table. I am the table. Don't rock up with a three-legged chair for me.
See, already that would intimidate a man.
Yeah.
Because it'd be like...
Because I don't need a man. I don't need a man. Why? What purpose is he going to bring to my life? I'd like to meet somebody, but they're going to have to bring something to me that makes my life better, not a bigger challenge.
Well, I just feel, like you say, with men, and when they're around a strong woman and they're dating them, they can become very wet wipey.
Yeah, and I don't want somebody else's son to be my child.
And you want them to actually want to be with you.
Yes. See,
not look desperate, not look a little bit stalkery or creepy, because there is a fine line. I mean, I'm saying this, and I can't remember the last time I was single, but there's a fine line of being creepy and a little bit.
Do you know what? I think for me, because I've had to raise Nance as a single mum and do that not only from a parenting aspect, but from a financial aspect, from an emotional aspect, I've had to bring a lot of that masculine energy. Yeah. I've had to be both feminine and masculine. I've had to do the same in the family. Like, I don't have anything to do with my dad. Haven't had anything to do with my dad since I was 16. So that male role model, my only male role model in my life has been my brother. We're close, but we're not like best mates forever. Well, yeah, he lives in Dubai.
He lives in Dubai, to be fair.
So I've always had quite a masculine energy, and I just want somebody that allows me to feel safe enough to be fully me, and a bit more feminine energy. Yeah, I need a manly man.
So do you want a strong man to match the strong woman? Because I don't think a strong woman could go with a weedy man.
No.
And you can't really. No. And that's where roles change. If you have a strong man and a
See, when I look at my ex-husband, it wasn't that, it wasn't that I was overly independent, because I wasn't, but I very quickly realised that I was shrinking myself to fit with him, because he wasn't at my level. He was never going to be. I earned more money than him. He was 10 years older than me. I earned more money. I could juggle multiple things. I was cracked on with things when I was ill. He was in bed for 4 days, so I shrunk myself for somebody that I realised wasn't for me.
And do you think in a lot of relationships, when there is these strong manly men who feel like they are masculine, they should come home from work, food on table, things like that, do you think they attract, I don't want to say weak women, but women
less
powerful, so that their masculinity is more powerful?
Yes.
Because I don't think those men would go with a strong woman.
No.
I think there are some men out there that like the women to know their place. And I said that really gently, that as some men, because not all men are like that, but I do feel that there are men out there.
No, because I've dated that aspect. My partner before my ex-husband was gym going, club working, doorman, steroids, abusive, you know your place, I am in charge. That was the other way. And as soon as I stood up to him, he didn't like that, and that's where it ended. So I don't think that overly abusive masculine man in the wrong way would be able to go with a very independent woman, because as soon as they stood up to that man, they're not going to like it.
And this is why it's so sad, because there's so women who get the emotional abuse from these strong men, and then that's how it kind of like breaks these women down, and then they get into a position where they get into situations where they are getting abused and things, and it is so sad. It really is.
And I do think it is something that isn't necessarily, like, we speak about domestic abuse and abuse within families and things, but the emotional aspects of things still isn't spoken about enough.
No.
Because actually that's where, when you then find that inner strength and speak back to them, that's when you almost intimidate the men, and they don't like it, because you're standing up for yourself and you found your voice.
And it is really it is scary, because I think for most women listening, if they are in a situation like that, I think it does always start with the emotional abuse.
Absolutely, 100%.
Before and I feel like we've and obviously there's women who do it to men.
Absolutely.
I'm not just saying it's just men.
And I think both ways round, those people that feel that they need to have that control and be in that control have got underlying issues that they need to deal with themselves.
I agree.
Every communication, there is a reason for it. There is something behind it. But I think it's
because you've been on the end of that, haven't you? You can speak. I mean, I would say with my first boyfriend, which I was only 14, 15, and it ended very quickly because they started to see signs of control. Really weird behaviours. I was like, this ain't for me. Jump in the ship. But I think you've been in that position where you've been at that side of it. But from as awful as it was, that experience and these experiences that you had, it wouldn't have made you the woman that you are now. So I feel like if there are women out there who are in this situation, they feel trapped, they feel like they can't escape this kind of toxic relationship, sometimes once they've escaped that's when they find themselves again.
Absolutely.
And there is always a chance that if they were to get in the relationship, they go with a different kind of...
And for me, I think one of the biggest things is if you are somebody that is in that form of relationship and you find the strength to be able to get out of it, and that's what that step is absolutely the toughest step. My best advice would be to not think about another relationship for a while, because some women feel that they then need that relationship in order to have that identity and to be. And some women can't be alone. No, but I think the only way you can find your strength and exactly who you are and what you're prepared to stand for is by being on your own for a little bit.
Were you ever frightened once? Obviously, you've experienced like the brunt of it, both physical and emotional and adultery, everyth that probably most women wouldn't experience. Well, do you know what I mean? But
done it all by the mid-20s.
Were you ever scared of falling back into that trap of domestic abuse, or did you always feel like you've learned from that, you would never allow it to happen again? Was there always that little bit of uncertainty that you'd fall back into that spiral? Absolutely, and I think even now when I start speaking to somebody, it takes a lot for my walls to come down for me to let people in fully. And it takes a lot for me to be able to trust that there's not an ulterior motive. And I do kind of have my spidey senses tingling quite a while. And that's one of the reasons I stopped single for so long, because I didn't want to take that into somebody that was a good person. Because that's not fair on them. But it does, and I think it bothers me for the next generation as well. Like when I think about Nancy, I would never want Nancy to have to go through half the stuff I went through. But I mean, obviously when I split up with my ex-boyfriend and then met my ex-husband, it was very close together.
It was very close.
So you didn't have that time to heal?
No, so I didn't have that time to heal, and that's why I'm saying that one of my best pieces of advice would be is if you get out, stay single for a while. Because it took me, I mean,
find yourself again.
I mean, obviously I'm 8.5, 9 years deep of being single. 1 or 2, I think maximum 4 dates. And they've only ever gone as far as the first date. But that's what's allowed me to know what I'm prepared to accept and not accept, is by having that time on my own and going, I can do all of this without somebody else. And therefore you've got to bring something extra to my life.
Absolutely.
And now I scare them all off instead.
Have you ever been told you're intimidated too much by any of these men that you've met?
I've been told I'm too much. What do you mean too much? I've been told my expectations are incredibly high.
Well, you'd be like, mate, have you heard what I've been through, pal? Obviously my expectations are high.
Well, I'm not just going to settle for
anything. Absolutely not.
No, thank you.
No, like obviously I think any woman should have high expectations of what they want, don't they?
Absolutely.
And it's the same with men.
And maybe it's the way
even the same with men as well. They'll have expectations of what they want.
I get told that I'm too much because I'm not afraid to turn around and say, this is what I want, and if you're not on this page, then we're not wasting each other's time.
But I think that's better. You don't want it just to be going around the houses and like going nowhere.
This is what I said to the person that I did speak to for a little while. So I don't want a pen pal. I've got friends. I don't need a pen pal. I don't want a pen pal, thank you.
No, we don't.
I've got my good friends, and also like I'm in the mid-30s category. I would like more children.
Time's ticking by.
That biological clock's ticking.
Which I think, this is another thing, this is another one of your major concerns, isn't it? Because being honest as well, I think there is a lot of expectations of women in a certain age bracket. Especially if you are within a friendship where you're the only single one. You're the only one who don't have children. That pressure of I'm not where I should be right now. All my friends are married. All my friends have got this.
I look at friends from school who are married, 2, 3 children deep. Some of them are on to like celebrating 10 years of being married, and I'm not even on the starting blocks. I'm warming up somewhere in the back room.
And I think there is this pressure, especially if women want children, to have like you've said this a number of times that you do want more children and you worry about that body clock. But I also do think that there's been a shift in when women do have children. Women are having them a hell of a lot later because, like you've just said, they want to be putting those things on the table. They want to put priorities first. A lot of women are now building a successful business or life so that when they have these children, they can provide for them. And not only that, living the life as well. I've not that I regret having our children? I definitely don't. Eva was 100% a surprise, even though Dave does not think that he thinks I just, trapped him. We're married, but not that I regret it because Eva is here. I love my children, but if there was one thing that I wish we'd done more of was travel, and me and Dave have more of a married life, just us two together. I've got a cousin at the moment.
I mean, at least you were married, pal. I wasn't even in a relationship with my ex-husband when I found out I was pregnant. It was Mum, by the way, I've been seeing this lad on a Friday night after work. And also, this is Scanny, your granddaughter.
Oh, Donnie.
So she went, oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, but we wouldn't have our little fancy Nancy. So you know what I mean. So but I do think, whereas now things are changing, and not only that, women are taking full control.
Absolutely.
We're getting single women
I've had that conversation. I won't do it myself.
Not test tube, but sperm donors. And I think there shouldn't be you should do this and then it should do this and you should do this. It's your life.
That's an intimidation for men. I think that's an intimidation.
Because women know what's on the list.
Women know what's on the list, and also women know that they can go and do it themselves.
That is absolutely true.
And that is an intimidation for men because they're like, well, what's the point?
Because we were watching Marley and Me the other week, and
Did you cry?
No, I don't cry.
You cried at Lilo and Stitch.
I didn't cry. It was very emotional, but I didn't cry. It touched a nerve.
Touched just the one.
The little heartstring went ding. That was awful. I mean, even blubbering in the cinema. But we watched it, and it's the same. They go, Jennifer Aniston, the main character in that. She's got her list.
Yeah.
And the guy, and I don't know what Owen, what's he called? The
I can't remember.
But he was saying,
the guy after Wedding Crashers, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's with a dodgy nose who needs to get it fixed but doesn't seem to. Quirky. But he goes, right, what we're doing? And she goes, what do you mean? He goes, you know what I'm talking about, your list. What's on the next? And then she said, well, it's either doing the roof or having a baby. And it is. It's like, that's because women know what they want.
Doing the roof or having a baby.
She says it's either we have, put money towards getting the roof done or we have a baby. And then he was like, all right, well, maybe we could go with the baby thing. And we only need a few leaks. It's okay. And then, but this is the thing, but women have the list, don't they? They know exactly when they want to do something, and not only that, they'll make sure it bloody happens if it's on that list, it's happening. Yeah. And I think that's where, like, with vision boards, we're very much the same. Whatever's on that vision board, at some point this year, I want to have done absolutely every single thing on that vision board, and we'll make sure that we do it. And I think, again, that for men it can come across as...
She says, we'll do it. That's because she drags me over the days where I'm having a real wobble, and she's like, shut up and get a grip, let's go.
No, but sometimes you need that. Everyone has a wobble. Everyone has a wobbly day. I have my wobble days. It's always around the week before my period. And Dave goes, are you due on? I'm like, no. And he's like, you definitely are. He says, because you're doubting everything. You're well negative this week. But it is, you're allowed to have that. But have you ever...
Mine's 2 days before that period, and literally dropping a fork can make me cry.
Oh my God. I know, we'll be like, get a grip. Get an absolute grip. So have you ever downplayed success or your strength to be more accepted?
Yes.
When?
And I wouldn't even just say for men either. I think there's times when...
Give examples, please.
I mean, you and my mother would sit there and probably list off about 50 together. I think the fact that I've raised Nancy so much on my own, I just think that's nothing. And everybody says, yeah, but you do that and work and do a degree and set up businesses.
I say this to all the time, I still don't know how you do it. You just go, meh. I'm like, and then when you have these wobble days,
and yet I look at other people and think, how do they do all that? What am I doing wrong?
But you're not doing anything wrong. I think you're absolutely killing it. To be honest with you, everything that you're doing right now you are in the trenches, big time.
You're
in the trenches.
I've got the sleeping bag. I'm just sleeping.
But what you're doing now is when you hear these success stories of people who have become successful in whatever they choose to do, when they tell you their background story of things that they've sacrificed and things that they've done, and they've just done it because they've known deep down that this is what they want to do and they want to succeed in it, you're going to get to where you want because you are doing everything. But when me and your mum are saying to you, I can't believe you're doing all this, and you generally just don't think you really downplay it. Just like, well, it's just what I need to do, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's just what it is. But it's not. People would have had about 1 million panic attacks if people lived your life. But I think it's also because we're always on the go as well. And I think
I don't get time to stop and appreciate it. I've got another three things to do.
But I think for me, I would say I don't downplay my success. I tell people exactly what I want out of my business and what I'm going to do to get it. I will never. There might be times where I look back of when I was in the trenches, and I was probably similar to you. Dave always says, even to this day, he says to me, "You're always working." I'm like, "No, I'm not." He's like, "You are though." He says, "You have to have that downtime." He says, "You are doing so much." He says, "I'm very proud of you." He says, "But I do worry that you're going to burn out." And he says, "What's good growing your business when you're mentally not able to do it?" But I think, well, the ADHD. But
get on with that trading, David.
Exactly. Come on. But I think ADHD is a superpower, and that's what allows you to do it. I really do think.
Olivia Atwood says that.
It is a superpower. I genuinely think people with ADHD, it is a superpower because it allows you to, and I think that's when. And if you look at it like statistically, all the people that are successful, they are on the spectrum somewhere. Bill Gates on the spectrum.
I mean, I won't be bringing him up. He's one of Epstein's mates.
Oh, is he an Epstein filer?
He's one of the filers.
Right, cut that off. Not him. Not him. I don't know who I can say. I've been like Beyonce. Dave's like, she's on the list, apparently. We'll go with Olivia Atwood.
Olivia Atwood. She's an absolute powerhouse, that girl.
She is. I absolutely love Olivia Atwood.
The career and the
again,
life she has built.
People would find her very intimidating too much because she speaks her mind. Yeah. She knows exactly what she wants and she'll go and get it. And I think men would find her intimidating too much.
Yes.
Do you think men just call women too much because they've got something to say?
I think not all men do.
I need to be careful. I need to say some men because I'm not.
Some men do, yeah.
I'd say a woman who speaks her mind too much is too much, and.
Yeah, and do you know what else I think is interesting? Is when you look at if you think about the gym girl dynamic. So guys very much want to date the aesthetics of a gym girl.
I'm really tempted to do this because it might be different.
Don't like the boundaries that they put in place.
No. See, it's very mixture when going into the gym aspect. It depends on which side of social media you go down, the rabbit hole. You can either have the men who like your Pilates princess, who skinny trend kind of women, but then you do get, I come across a few accounts where men are all for gym women because they eat well, they prioritise their health,
they'd rather go to a restaurant for a banging steak than go out on a night out.
Absolutely.
I would,
and they know they take care of themselves, they are putting their future self first. If you think of all the characteristics of people who are in the gym and women who do prioritise their health, I would find that very attractive if I was a man.
See, I would.
If I'm being totally honest, I would love. Me and Dave obviously train at different gyms, and every now and then he says, "Oh, it'd be really good if we trained together." And
do you know what?
I used to train with David.
I used to love, when me and my ex-husband first got together before he turned into a raging sexaholic. We would go to the gym together, and I used to to love it.
Yeah.
I used to love training with a guy.
I really miss.
Scientifically, it's proven that guys lift heavier because naturally their testosterone rises when they're training with somebody they find attractive, so they lift heavier.
Really?
Yeah. So technically, training with somebody that you fancy helps you as well, guys.
What about the women? Can they make us lift heavier?
Yeah, well, yeah.
What happens to women?
We just like to show off our strength, so you know.
But no, I would find it really attractive going with a woman who was into the gym.
And I think it depends on the type of gym you go to as well. Like when I think about the gym we train at,
I think all the men would be attracted to a strong woman.
Yeah. Would be. But when I used to train at sort of like the leisure centre, membership only,
like Crowwood and places like that.
Yes, exactly there. The men used to look at the women when you walked into a free weight section. It was like you just like crossed.
Oh my days!
Into a bound.
Me, that I would love to go to a gym like that.
The looks I used to get in the free weight section,
as if don't be here. What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? You don't belong in this space. Get over there. I'm the cross trainer.
I think it's very different in our gym though, because I think it's very a respected place. Men, women, both respect. I don't think there's that gender tension there. I really don't think there is. But I could imagine in some gyms, and I'm probably meaning like the hardcore, older kind of gyms, men of a certain age would find that intimidating.
See, a long time ago, I used to train at a gym, and it was an old school bodybuilding metal. It was freezing cold. Yeah. Lots of steroids. Like when you went to the toilet, there was a steroid bin in the toilet. Yeah. That kind of gym, and I loved it there. I absolutely loved it.
What were the men like there though?
They were so respectful. They thought it was brilliant that I was lifting weights that I was lifting, and I was leg pressing the weights that I was leg pressing. They thought that was brilliant, and that was probably one of the safest gyms that I've ever been in as well. I mean, it was in the roughest area ever, but it was brilliant.
Yeah, and I think men, I think in most gyms now it's just normal to see strong women in the weight area, but there's still some men who feel like it's not. It's a man thing, and women shouldn't be pressing. Women should women should just be doing the cardio, staying on the bikes and spinning and Pilates if you want. And
I love a good spin session. Oh, I love a good spin session. I mean, don't get me wrong.
I'd go to
the first few times back. The first few times back, you come out feeling like you've been violated because, my lord, does your vagina bone get bruised?
My mum did one spin class and never returned because I took her on the hottest day of the year.
I prefer them in the dark though. The ones
I go to the dance ones
in the dark.
I've seen the
with the like LED light. Yes, music blaring so you can't hear yourself internally dying.
But I used to be a proper spinning whore. I used to love it. I used to absolutely love it. I'll play a game.
Let's play a game. We'll love a game.
So, it's called Red Flag, Fragile Ego or Insecurity. Are you ready?
Go on.
He jokes you're basically a man because you lift heavy. Oh, I'd love that comment.
I think that's a little bit of a fragile ego moment.
Definitely is, but I would love that. I'm like, I'm like a man, I'm strong. I would find that a really good compliment, if I would be honest with you. But that is a bit of like, his ego.
It's a bit of a backhanded compliment, isn't it? It's a bit of a fragile ego.
But I'm not going to lie, I love it when I'm next to some men and I'm lifting heavier than them, because there are some petite guys out there, and I do look at them and think, they're coming in, they're prioritising, obviously wanting to get stronger and things like that. But a little man, I know it's really pathetic and sad, but when he's doing 10 kg dumbbell press and I'm on 15s, I'm like, come on! And I love it. What I love even more is when I'll go, excuse me mate, can you help me get up these 17.5s? It's like, what are you doing with them? I'm like, pressing them. It's like, really? Absolutely.
Watch me, because now I'm going to do 2 more reps.
If I only get 3 reps, pal, but I'm doing it, and I've done 17.5s once. But they're even a bit like that when I get the 15s out. You can see them watching.
Yeah.
And I love that. It really if I had a willy, I would get a boner off that. I would. I love being in that gym and being a little bit stronger than some men there.
Yeah.
And they might be little weedy, like quite thin men, but I do love it.
Yeah. Gotta get your kicks where you can, babe.
That's where I can, exactly. But then you also see some men that absolutely respect seeing a woman lifting that as well. You can see the little nod of approval, like,
yeah,
she's strong.
Yeah.
I do like that as well.
Yeah, and do you know what I love even more is when you see videos of gym girls on social media and they've just recorded, they've put up the camera to record, the tripod to record, and you see them in the background and they've not come and said anything and you just see them walk past and like a little nod and like, you just like,
come on, respect there. You can see men.
Yeah.
That's what I love about our gym. I think it's there's not any gender tension there.
No.
It's just everyone's just there to become best version of themselves, and everyone respects each other. Right. Ugh. It's a bit of a nick, this one. He prefers girls who aren't too into the gym.
I mean, for me, that's a red flag.
It's a red flag for us because we love the gym.
Yeah.
But for a girl who doesn't go to the gym, she probably wouldn't find that too bad. So I think it depends on the woman.
Yeah. And I think it depends on the guy as well, because if he's a big gym guy but doesn't want his girl going to the gym, why? That feels like an insecurity.
That could be, yeah. I didn't look at it from that point.
Here I am, every angle.
Every angle. This is maybe why you're so cynical.
Because I read it from every angle.
He's uncomfortable when you earn more. Oh my God, absolute red flag.
Run.
Kick him up, bum. See him done. No way. I think there's a lot of, I know people in relationships where the women earns more.
Yeah.
These days. And
stay-at-home dads.
Yes, not even stay-at-home dads, but dads who don't earn as much as the wife.
But stay-at-home dads is becoming a bit more of a thing, isn't it now?
Yeah. And there's some really good house husbands, you know. And I find that some men are better cleaners than women.
Yeah.
Being honest.
Love a good hoover line for some men.
Hoovering the stairs without using the attachment, but not dropping any names.
We have a friend that we've watched him do that on the video.
But do you know what? At least he's trying. I said that to him. I said, do you know what? At least you're trying. But he does need to tighten up on his hoover lines, though. To be a 10 out of 10. He calls you intense when you speak confidently. Red flag.
Bye. Here I am with my red flag.
But I think that's what they mean. When we said before, I do think men find it really intimidating just when a woman speaks her mind. He doesn't like when you train without him.
That sounds like an insecurity to me.
That is, and why? That's a bit weird.
Yeah, because if you're worrying about that, then what are you doing when you're training without her? Every angle.
He's probably the guy sliding into DMs going, I saw you.
Do you know
today.
what? That is such a nick, isn't it? If you see somebody in the gym and then you wait to message them, I've seen you in the gym.
If I was single, I would find that a major turn off, because to me that gives me creepy.
Yeah, that gives you sat outside your house.
Stalker vibes. That
definitely.
Just knowing that for probably all your session that you were there, he was watching you. That really creeps me out. Just come over and say hiya. Not to me, I'm married, but do you know what I mean? Like, if I was single, that is what I'd want. I'd want you to come up to me, start the conversation with me. Don't be that creep that's behind the bicep curl machine going, she's like, I'm following around. No.
She's doing a rip thrust.
Not for me. So if you are a guy listening to this and you're single, do not do that, because I think that's really creepy. Icky. Big ick.
Icky.
So do you think being intimidating might actually be protection of the things that you've experienced?
I think some of it for me, yes, because I make it very clear from day one. Oh my God, I am the reason I'm single.
No, you're not. No, but I don't think you're intimidating. But I think a lot of the things that you speak about now, and that the reason you are who you are today is because to protect not only yourself but for Nancy as well.
Yes.
You wouldn't want to put Nancy in a position where she sees you.
And do you know something? I've spoken to guys and I've I've spoken about the fact, I'm always very, very open and honest about the fact that I've got Nance. You know, she is the forefront and centre of my world. But when you say to people that I would never introduce a guy to Nancy until a period of time into that relationship, so that I knew that it was the right person.
Yeah.
And they find that intimidating. They will actually say to me, well, why? What's wrong with me meeting her now? Well, because long term, the psychological damage of if you are meeting her now, she builds and forms a relationship with you, and then you decide that this is not for you in 6 months' time. No, thank you.
I totally agree with that.
Because Nancy, I've seen that with Nancy, because her dad did that a few times. She's been introduced to 4 different women. Yeah. You know, and she forms those attachments and relationships, and then he's no longer with them, and he's on to the next one.
I totally agree with that,
and it's not right.
And no, each to their own. No, there's women out there who probably do.
Some people meet somebody and they know it's right straight away.
Exactly.
And you know, you can meet somebody, be engaged, and be married within 12 months, and if you know it's right, then you know it's right, and absolutely hands down, that's fine.
I agree, but
not just willy nilly.
If anything happened to me and Dave, and when I say me, none of us are going to have an affair, so it's if basically he dies. Basically, I think if I ever, that is the only way me and Dave are going to split up if one of us pops our clogs, because it's not going to happen. But I think if I did go back on the single scene, my protection would be that they would not see my children for a long time.
Absolutely.
The children aren't even going to know about them.
No.
They will be until I know. And I think, as ridiculous as it sounds, I would want them to meet my mum and dad before I meet the kids, so I can get, because my mum and dad are very good at judging people. They first impressions are really good with my mum and dad. They know. So I think I'd have to do my mum and dad, and I think once I got the all clear and they're like, yeah, he's all right, this guy, I think then I'd start slowly introducing them, because it depends on the circumstances of how the split's gone as well with the children. It might have been a really brutal divorce. There might still be that trauma over it. So you've got to be really careful, especially when you've got kids.
Absolutely.
But each to their own, that's how I would do it. Some people would think, no, they know straight away if they're the right person.
Yeah, 100%. Different. 100%.
So, I really enjoyed that episode. I think it's really interesting because I think I love being a strong woman.
Yeah.
Dave just has to deal with it. And sometimes I know I'm probably a bit too much for him, but get used to it. Deal with it. But I'm from a family of strong women.
You come from a very powerhouse
women.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I think the men are brave to it too.
Yeah.
I look at the men that have married like my cousins and stuff, and I do think you're brave men.
Yeah.
And they just have to deal with it.
Yeah.
But
mine's quite like that, because my mum's a bit of a powerhouse. My gran was a powerhouse.
I wouldn't mess with your mum.
I wouldn't mess with my mum.
I love it how I can give your mum those little digs in her lap. She loves it secretly.
Yeah. Do you know something though as well? I find it hilarious because she hates Dawney off anybody else. There's you and her best friend from college that get away with calling her Dawney.
Dawney!
Yeah, when I call her Dawney, she's like, no.
No, I think that's always, I've always called her Dawney. Always.
You and her best friend from college when she was 17.
Well, I feel very honoured to be able to call her Dawney. But no, I love being a strong woman.
Yes.
And I think
I think it's really important for people to know that if you are a strong woman and it intimidates people, don't allow that to be the reason you change.
Don't change for anyone.
No.
I'm hoping
if that is who you are, then be who you are.
Strong women raise strong girls as well.
Absolutely.
And that's my mission. And I think
on that
to not take crap
statement, and all that strong women raise strong women.
Yeah, they do. They absolutely do. And I think that's with the way that society is at the moment and social media and stuff, I think there needs to be you need to be thick-skinned
badass bitches,
and you need to know what you want in life and to pursue it. And I think that's all these kind of attributes that we've spoken about today absolutely helps with that.
Definitely.
And I just think me personally, being a woman myself, and I literally said this on the Hen Do, I said women are absolutely amazing beings. If you think of what a woman, men are alright, but they don't give birth, they don't grow humans.
They don't have whole hormonal cycles.
Menopause, periods, don't deal with all that.
No.
And I don't think men deal with a lot of crap that women actually have to deal with from society and all that stuff. And just, and I think for me, it's, women are absolutely superhuman and incredible. And I love being a woman, and especially a strong one. And I think it's, you're always going to get women who, like I say, get trapped into these certain situations, but hopefully if they have strong women around them, that can help.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I'm going to say this, if there is anyone listening who is in a situation now suffering emotional abuse, domestic abuse, we will pop some links on the podcast where you can reach out and seek support, because this is probably a sensitive subject for some of the women that may be listening, or you might know someone who is experiencing this. So we will put some links of some, would you call them charities or
just some helplines
where you can
and I think it's really important as well, if you're a friend and you're worried about somebody and you're unsure, because it's not always necessarily something that you can open up about.
No.
And it's not something you're prepared to admit. Like, my mum didn't know about my abusive ex-boyfriend until I was, about 27, 28. Because I didn't want to let that side in. So if you are worried about somebody, then don't be afraid to reach out to them and just be there for them, because they might not be ready to tell you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that is episode 14. I love that. Do strong women intimidate men? Yes, they do. But for
hell yes.
So as always, thank you for listening. If you would like to follow our channels, we've obviously got the Instagram, Mills Unfiltered Pod, Mills at Unfiltered Pod, is it?
At Mills Unfiltered Pod, babe.
Well, I mean doing it for God knows how long. At Mills Unfiltered Pod over on YouTube. Make sure that you try and leave some comments. Review our podcast, because obviously the main aim this year is to grow our podcast and get more listeners.
If you could drop us a follow and a subscribe, it doesn't cost you anything, but it means the world to us.
Absolutely. And without that being said, we will see you for episode 15 of Mills Unfiltered.